you seen oh crap, what's it called? Oh, it'll come to me.
The Jamaican accent, according to Wikipedia, is a patois. It is locally known as patois or pat W-A-H, all pronounced the same. I don't know why it's necessary to. Anyway, though. It's also referred to as Jamaican Creole.
Yeah, Creole.
Yeah, there you go.
It's an English-based Creole language with West African influences, spoken primarily in Jamaica and among the Jamaican diaspora.
My mic's getting really. It doesn't want me to put it down.
The headphone?
The connector, yeah.
Pull it up here then.
Is there enough?
Let's see what we're talking about.
It's maybe stuck.
It's very sensitive right now.
Let me hold on. Let me just connect and I'll rerun it and see if we can make a difference.
It's kind of under a wheel over there. It might be part of that shit. Maybe the cable's just old too.
Sorry, everybody. I moved shit around
I saw that they turned that back into a Gym Boys on 28th.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it.
What a waste of time and money.
Well, they didn't have to have pandemic Gym Boys, I guess. But I liked the other place.
Was it good?
I liked Gym Boys. Well, I liked one thing there. Actually,
You don't like Gym Boys?
Yeah, it's so greasy, man.
I kind of like it. I'm not gonna eat it all the time, but
I love me some Gym Boys, dude. I love Gym Boys. Big
So-
Gym Boys guy.
So
I didn't know they were local until like last year.
Yeah, I think they're like Northern California, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Started here, I think. Like Shakey's Pizza. Yeah. So they had a burrito that was essentially shredded chicken and cheese and salsa and not much else.
Ooh.
And it was amazing. It was like shredded chicken breast. And
So it was like almost like a fresca from Taco Bell, like the fresca menu. Remember that? It was just like pico, chicken, tortilla.
But the
Pretty
meat's
much,
so
yeah.
bad at Taco Bell, talking about Subway and shit. You can't go like healthy at Taco Bell. Like you got to go
The fresca
gordita
was the
crunch
closest,
deal.
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't taste like meat. I don't want to go there.
No, yeah, it's just like rubber chicken.
Yeah, go all the way in.
that is working now, yeah.
It's good now.
Okay.
We're good now.
Yeah, you go all the way in. Where like at least even Jim Boy's is greasy as fuck. But their meat kind of tastes like meat.
I think it's pretty legit.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it's the one we're
Everything's made to
talking
order.
about. It's the same owners. I don't know why they stopped calling it.
Well, I
Jim
thought the
Boy's.
lady sold it, and her kids didn't want to take over it or something. This is what I heard. It could be totally made up. But I heard that the lady that owned it just like wanted out. She was kind of done, and her kids didn't want to run it, so then she just sold it to someone else.
There's a lot of food legends like that here. Like our coffee, the legend goes like that. I don't know which one's which, but we have a bunch. We have a bunch of really good coffee in Sacramento. But let's say 3 major chains or something that are local. One of them, I guess we name names. Who gives a shit? But like Insight, I'm making this up. But like Insight had 2 owners. Then they fought. One left and made Temple.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
No, I didn't, but
Yeah.
it makes sense because they taste the same.
Right, and the vibe's kind of the same. One's
Yeah.
one's a little bit more like, lack of a better word, pretentious. You know, like you choose your origin, you don't choose your type of coffee.
Yeah,
and
for
the other
sure.
one's a little more
You
chill.
want single origin or blend.
Guatemalan or you in Puerto Rican, like all right, chill.
Yeah.
The other one is Aldeberto's. You've had Aldeberto's.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
delicious.
So same story goes. Like it was a family, and then a cousin opened Aldelberto's, and then the other one did Aldolberto's, and the other one did Berto's, and then now there's like 20,000 of them, and they're all supposedly just all cousins.
Dude, their carne asada fries.
No, that place is good.
That's like Nathan's hot dogs in New York City. There's like a real Nathan's and a not real Nathan's.
Yeah, and one's
What are
his
the
brother.
packaged ones based off of?
I don't know.
You can imagine the real, right?
And Starbucks, the supposed story of Starbucks, and I don't know if this is really true. There's probably a documentary we can watch about Starbucks and find this out. But you know Pete's Coffee?
yeah,
That guy started at Starbucks.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh.
And Coke and Pepsi, I think, right? Coke and Pepsi. I think one of the guys that left Coke started Pepsi.
Maybe.
Well, the guys that
Coke is
started
older.
the guys that started Noble, the
Yeah,
brand,
Reebok guys,
they were
right?
Reebok guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? You learn.
Now it's a Noble CrossFit game.
Yeah. How wild is that?
That's weird.
But yeah, you start in an industry, you learn an industry, and then you move on.
Yeah, that's how
Sign them to a longer
that's how it should
fucking
be.
non-compete.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah. Paperwork.
That sets a precedent for things that we could be doing that we're not doing.
Nah, yeah, I'm good. It's just too. I mean, even in that industry, it's just too many bullshit pretenders. I don't need to make anything. I'd rather make things creatively rather than just copy what everybody else does. Well, that's what everyone does. I mean, that's even in this industry.
Well,
right?
you
Like,
copy and improve, as though.
yeah, but if you can't improve, I mean, even studies come out. Knee sleeves ain't doing shit. Everyone thinks knee sleeves giving you 50 pounds.
I don't think knee sleeves do anything at all, except that it's like putting on a uniform.
Yeah,
it's like a bench suit, right?
Yeah.
I think when I'm getting, because I just got a squat rack for the garage.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like start squatting again more routinely and getting back into like just more of like a stronger shape than I'm in now. Like kind of when I was like not like when I was competing, but like it's somewhere in the gray area in the middle, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going like no equipment approach now though, like no knee sleeves.
Yeah.
None of that shit anymore. Just like squat for the first time in my life, probably without knee sleeves.
Yeah, I've been going. I do blocks throughout my life just because one, out of laziness, and then two, it's a way for you just kind of like take it a little more casual.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I throw 20 pieces of equipment on, I'm getting psyched up and I'm going heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than like I squatted 365 the other day for some reps and no sleeves, no belt, no. You just kind of get it done. It's kind of good. It's kind of good.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think there's anything detrimental about that stuff. It's just
for sure.
Whatever it does to your brain.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. You definitely more mental reliant than physically reliant.
I just want to go on that no mindset, right?
Yeah.
Just
And it's quicker.
Move the metal.
Yeah, and it's a little quicker. You know, like a squat session, you start throwing all this shit on, it's gonna take you an hour.
I'm just training to train now. I'm not training to do anything like impressive.
Yeah. Who gives a shit? Feel better.
Yeah, I just want to feel better,
Move better.
and if I move a little bit less weight, don't matter.
Yeah. That I think it's a healthy mindset, and I think everyone kind of comes across to that at some point. And that's kind of where like bodybuilding or like hypertrophy training becomes a little bit more fun sometimes because like the weight, the load doesn't really matter.
No,
kind of effort matters more.
no, it's all about the aesthetic, right?
Yeah,
At that
yeah,
point, or,
yeah.
or whatever.
But you do 135 on the bench press till 1 rep from failure, or you do 145 on the bench press, 1 rep from failure. You're gonna get the same stimulus in bodybuilding.
Yep.
But if you're trying to weightlift or powerlift, like what's on that bar is all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you get caught up.
And I'm done with that.
Yeah, you get caught
Done
up.
with that.
That was the most interesting thing about this movie to me.
Yeah.
Is
Talking
that
about I am Bolt.
this might be one of the athletes I've related to mentality-wise more than any other athlete.
Wow.
It seemed he didn't even like what he was doing.
No, there was definitely a undertone of like, I'm ready for this to be over.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe not when he was young.
Well, even like 2000, like, this documentary just spans over his like kind of his whole career, but like that 2008 Olympics, like he was already like half foot out.
I was trying
like,
to
as
get
far as like wanting to be there.
I was trying to get a gauge of his age. I imagine it's something similar to mine or ours.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We got music on.
It's probably this thing. Hold
Yeah.
on. Yeah. I just turned on the camera so that I can see out in the out in the gym, but apparently the music is coming through as well. So, yeah, he seems like pretty young, but like you can't run forever. That's for
He's 34, so
34.
he's about our age.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, just the fact that like multiple things, like a lot of athletes, whether they're lying or truly love it, they like love the grind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Kobe's mentality, at least from what he puts to the world, because you never truly know what's going on in someone's head, right? Because once you become a public figure, you're playing a game, kind of, right? You're playing a PR game.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like his eagerness to win and be the best went well beyond his lack of enjoyment of training, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kobe's known for waking up at 5 and training, eating, training, first one in, last one out kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, same thing. And a lot of times they talk about training, like how they like it and what they're getting at, and they want to get better, and this is what drives them, and this is what they do every day. Where Bolt literally is quoted saying, like, I hate training, I just like to race.
Yeah.
And that's something I've said for a long time. Like, even basketball, I had some, like, rough coaches and rough patches, and I hated college. That was part of why I stopped. But powerlifting, I've never loved competing. And so I never, like, went in that sport. And basketball, I hated practice. I fucking hated it. Like, it's just not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love games. I love the showmanship. I love the competition. And I loved basketball, for sure. But I was good at it. and I loved like the showmanship and the tactical of the sport, and that's kind of like why I kept going for 15 years. And he kind of talked like that a little bit. He beat around the bush, but he kind of said like, yeah, I like sitting on the blocks and beating ass. Like I like being the best. I don't necessarily love the rest of this bullshit training.
And also the fact that he became, such a big celebrity. And he's kind of like a prisoner in his own, his own home or his own whenever he's traveling.
Yeah, like an obligation.
Yeah, he just felt like he just wanted to go party.
Which I've looked at other people, and this is highly judgmental on my part, but like how many gifted people, athletes, just by size or speed or whatever, and I'm like, I already felt obligated because I was decent at basketball at a young age. Like I was coordinated. But if I'm fucking 6'10", and like even semi-coordinated, like I don't want to say this guy's a waste of fucking life, but like what are you fucks doing out there? Like I would feel so obligated to turn this into something. Like same idea as like if you're a fucking math genius, I would feel, and maybe this is my own self-torture, or maybe I'm the fucked up one, but I would feel obligated to try to do something good with that. Like I'm a math genius, let me go fix earthquake buildings or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're naturally so talented, and then he kind of talked like that a little bit. Like, yeah, I know I'm fucking fast, so I'm going to train hard because I know I'm fucking fast.
It seemed like he had a good team around him to keep him, like he had like the perfectly balanced team for his personality.
Yeah.
To keep him doing it even though he wasn't in love with the training side of things and the process. But yes, he like was obsessed with never losing. That was his big driver, right?
Yeah, his coach had almost no blood pressure, so that helped, I think.
I loved his coach.
His coach was great.
I think his best friend was great. Yeah, I think his team was really good too. What I found interesting is how they talked about him being so lighthearted and staying who he was, which was cool. And you could kind of feel that when he's like vlogging, he's fucking around. But and being loved by the public, which at least in America, it hasn't really worked that way. Like, in particular, a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James type conversation. LeBron James and Dwight Howard, a couple players like that, have gotten a lot of hate for not being, like, the serious, tough guy, eyebrows down, I'm going to kill you and win this game. Where LeBron James, when he was winning championships, was taking pictures pregame and fucking around with his buddies, and he's throwing a basketball like a football in pregame, and a lot of the world kind of hated on him for having fun.
Yeah.
Where Bolt... Serena Williams and a couple other people are being interviewed and kind of said they love the whole world's cheering for him because of who he is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know anybody that's ever said that they didn't want him to win a race.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Even against
weird.
the U.S. or whatever, it doesn't matter. At that point, like, it's just watching greatness in front of you and enjoying the moment, right?
I wonder if Phelps was like that. Like, I obviously watched the whole thing, but we're American. So obviously everyone's cheering for Phelps and there's all this hype around him. I wonder if the world cared.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think track and field's kind of like the pinnacle of like those sprints are like the pinnacle of the Olympics. I feel like in my eyes.
I agree.
And like I don't know. I feel like when I think of the Olympics, I think about the 100-meter dash.
Yeah.
And that's just me. Or gymnastics.
Yeah.
The pool's great, but it's just not as fun to watch as those sprints, man.
No, but in other parts of the world, they call track and field athletics, as if that is all of what athletics is. Yeah.
I mean, running is, right? I mean, it's the first thing we ever did, right? Can I tackle you? Can I run faster than you? And can I pick this up and you can't?
Yeah.
Like, that seems like the very first.
It's very, what's the word for that, right? It's very, like, it's you and your legs and your, it's very boom.
Yeah. Yeah, like primal.
Primal.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah,
very
it
primal.
really is.
It's like one of the most primal things you can do is, like, who can beat somebody here?
Yeah, even when you're a kid, right? What do you do in fucking first grade? Like,
run.
You try to be the fastest.
Yeah.
You try to be the fastest kid out there.
So that, think of all the things that you could accomplish in your life if you had that kind of best friend who would just like gives up everything to be your, your interface to the world and the person that keeps you motivated and all that stuff. That's like,
I think it was a good best friend though too. It wasn't like a yes man. And obviously it's just by a documentary.
Right.
But like, I think more people surround themselves with yes men.
I think that's 100%
where
true,
because Usain's probably grounded, it seemed like he didn't come from the greatest place. Like, you hear stories about Jamaica's just like wealth and infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera. And just to keep your homies around you. And you see it at different levels too. My buddy Luau, he's a refugee from Sudan, ended up in Europe, ended up playing in the NBA. And a lot of his crew that I met were all just his high school teammates. Our buddy Jacob, obviously, he met more when he was a pro, but Jacob's got a heart of gold, and so he could see that and kept him around. And when you keep that tight knit rather than getting caught up in a clout game or a even like where he trains, like they had like a drone pan of a track, and I thought they were just setting the mood of Jamaica, but then he's on that track. It looked like the worst high school track in America.
Well, that's what I thought was so interesting and so cool about this too. Is like, look at this guy. He's obviously the best in the world in the 100 and the 200. Like 200, like no one's even remotely close to him.
Yeah.
In the 100, like he's got a little bit of a challenge, but it's like this dude's just pulling an old sled on some dirt.
Yeah.
Like with his coach just like, nah, if you don't run this, you're gonna run it again, and if you don't hit this time.
Yeah.
And
it's just
he's tearing up his lower legs with the cleats.
Yeah.
When he gets so fast.
Is that just because his feet are just so underneath him? He just can't get him out of his own way?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I really don't know. I've never really ran track. I mean, I messed around obviously, but I've never cut myself.
You said,
like
what
that.
does his coach him about? Like, that's just a sign of bad habits or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
right? Because if your legs aren't moving in forward, they're moving sideways. It's a waste of motion. I don't know, but also that the track sucks. That the he's drinking like out of a shitty water bottle, like all this stuff, but he's leaving his house, which looks sick.
Yeah,
he's got a Ford Raptor in there.
GTR.
He's got a GTR that he imported out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like he's got a sick house, sick whips. He's obviously made a lot of money.
Yeah, Puma.
So is he pulling a Rocky? Is that what he's doing?
I think it's just you know what you know, and if there's no training facility like that in his country, he loves his country. It's where his family is. It's where he's grounded. Why is he going to move to Miami just to get a nicer track where like he became the best there? I mean, it's kind of like powerlifting, right? Like, you know, our style gym or other style gyms, like not that it's dirty or grimy, but it's like it's hot. Barbells work, they're good, but it's just a barbell. Plates are good and they match, but it's just a weight. Like you can become the strongest human in the world training in our walls. Going to an AC unit place, a place where they're making you a smoothie and handing you a eucalyptus towel isn't going to make you a better lifter.
No.
And maybe he just realized that because he won championships as a kid.
For sure. And it looked like that they had some kind of like a OTC that looked pretty nice with like the training facility where he was like doing some weightlifting and stuff like that. And I'm sure like the country of Jamaica's probably has like because they have a lot of Olympians. They probably got some
especially track and field,
some decent funding for like at least a pretty good facility for these guys. And he had someone working on him every single day too.
Yeah.
He was getting physical therapy every day. Obviously he was plagued with injuries, but like how are you not when you're just pushing your body to the absolute limits?
When he's not built like a sprinter.
Yeah. No,
that's something like they didn't really talk about a lot either.
They kind of brushed on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they just kind of like they throw a little bird in there. Like they talk about steroids for a second.
Yeah. You know,
they
like
just let it rock.
All the US guys he's racing against have like been banned for steroids.
Yeah.
And he's still smoking.
He's like, I haven't talked about that. Well, you are not right now.
Yeah.
But
even his teammate, I don't know which one, but one of them looks juiced out of his fucking mind.
Blake,
I don't remember.
The one that had the cornrows.
Maybe. Yeah, I did. Maybe because I'm just kind of soft. I did tear up at one of the points on one of the.
I did like 3 points.
Yeah, like because, and I know Jim wasn't a big fan of this thing, and it was slow. What it felt like, to get my basic idea of the whole thing, is it did feel like a mini special before an Olympic.
Like a roll-in package, but
right.
really long roll-in package.
And what I liked about it is I do think you got a decent vibe of Bolt, which is cool. The issue is even though he's kind of plagued with injuries, like he didn't really have a lot of adversity. And I'm not saying that, that sounds like I grew up in fucking Sacramento, California. Like who knows? But what I wish is they showed more of the adversity of his childhood, like where he grew up. How do you even learn to run? How do you know track's a thing, right? Like in America, you're just bred into this.
They only highlighted his success as a young athlete, like in.
They started at like 18, and then
they
they bounced around the London Olympics really, and Rio a little bit. But that was the story I more wanted to hear because there probably was more mental adversity and who knows what there, and maybe he went through a bunch of adversity that they didn't show because I don't know his story.
It seemed like the biggest adversity might have been his his lack of like. Nightlife and like being able to be a young adult,
but even that,
man.
Like it's not like he's an alcoholic. Like it seemed very level. It's not like, oh my God, he's addicted to crack and he wants to party every night. Like he's like, yeah, I kind of want to go out. And his coach is like, you can't go out tonight. He's like, okay.
But that one injury, the ankle injury that he got was because he went out to party.
Yeah, it was at the dance club. He's like stepped over the rope and then rolled his ankle. Of course, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
Couldn't train for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
before London and
Yeah.
still smoked everybody.
I don't think he's going to a chiropractor in Germany either. I don't know if they don't want to talk about some other stuff, but
Or
you're
he
not
probably
going.
got some stem cells.
Yeah, yeah. There's some
That's
shit.
exactly what I'm thinking
Yeah,
too.
you're not
there's
going
more
there to
to
get
it
an
than that.
X-ray about your scoliosis.
No, you
Yeah.
got stem cell
But
replacement.
his doctor had no shortage of confidence either.
Oh yeah, no. He's like,
He's-
this is gonna get worked out.
Yeah, he spoke about himself in the third
we
person,
are
which is
loading
always
you
a
up
tip
with
off.
foreskin.
Yeah, yeah. Children's blood
Yeah,
and shit.
You're getting foreskin.
Vampire.
in
Yeah, we'll
your
get some
ankle.
amniotic blood, and we're gonna just like
Yeah.
you know, fuck. It was weird.
Yeah,
part
that was that
weird.
facility looked like they had lots of money.
Yeah, that's probably where everybody goes. Did they put the doctor's name? We should Google it.
They did.
Yeah,
because
because I bet you that's just where everybody goes.
It was totally a mouthful. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
But you know what I mean? Like there's stem cell everyone. We even know athletes personally that have head over there for back stuff and whatever. Like
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
goes the same dude. I'm
For
sure.
sure. A lot of people go there for like brain injuries too. You
Yeah.
get stems, like I noticed how like Steve-O went there and got like a bunch of stem cells put in his
Yeah.
like thing for like concussions.
Well, they have
all
that
the
new
years.
movie coming out.
Yeah.
I'll
that's
watch
right.
it.
Dude, I'm 100%.
Yeah.
No Bam though.
Yeah.
It's kinda
Was there a
sad.
breakup?
I think that
Or
there was
contract?
he was acting a little wild on set, I think, and then Jeff Tremaine I think kind of banned him from the
Yeah.
thing, put a restraining order on him, and now he's all pissed
Yeah.
off. There goes $5 million.
Dude,
Yeah, it was a $5 million contract I think they all got for that movie. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I honestly, they deserve it. They put their body through things I'm not
It
going to
also
do.
doesn't look like Bam is in the position to mess up that kind of a $5 million deal.
Yeah,
But
probably all of them. You'd imagine, like they've made good money and they're like famous, but it's not like they've made consistent
maybe
money.
Johnny's the only one who's like really
Yeah.
like got
But-
himself shit together.
But even then, right? Like, yeah, they made. Let's say hypothetically, which is on a high end, they made $5 million every movie. That's 4 movies over 30 years.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, then like the Wild Boy show.
right?
remember That?
Yeah, yeah. It's
That
true.
was a
But if you're
great
fucking
show.
around living the Hollywood life, you burn that money quick.
No,
Yeah.
that's very true.
So that doctor's name, Hans Wilhelm Müller Hulfhardt.
You've
Yeah.
seen
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Is the movie Funny People where Adam Sandler has cancer? It's actually I think it's a highly underrated Adam Sandler film, but I think it's him or is it some fuck, dude? I get confused. But there's some movie like that and there's a doctor like that and they fuck with him the whole time because he's got a
Because of the
Norwegian ass
name?
accent. And he's got like a Norwegian ass accent and I forgot what it was. It's good though.
It sounds like I think that's that.
It might be Funny People,
Yeah,
right?
I think you're right.
His I'm not an Adam Sandler fan at all, but
Oh,
the
no.
movies where there's a serious element,
Yeah.
I'm down with.
Funny
Punch Drunk
People-
Love, I fucking love that
Yeah.
movie.
Funny People's really good. I think Funny People's really
I've
good.
seen that once. That was one where he's addicted to or he's in love with the phone sex lady. What movie's that? With
Punch
Adam
Drunk
Sandler.
Love's old. I haven't seen it in a
It's
while.
it's
You're not talking about her.
No,
Yeah.
there was a movie where like he's like in love with like the phone
Oh, I
sex
don't know.
operator.
I think that might be. I don't. It's been so long since
Yeah, I
I've
haven't seen
seen
it in a
it,
long
but I do
time.
like that movie.
Click? I like Click. You want to get serious?
It's it's kind of like an undertone of like life.
Yeah. Like he's wasting his life away on things
Yeah.
that don't matter.
Yeah.
Spanglish?
Yes, your phone sex line. That's correct. Yes.
That's funny.
That was in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time. Spanglish is another good, serious, semi-serious Adam Sandler.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's when he's not being like goofy, you know?
Yeah.
Like when he's fucking.
He's like a rich guy that has like a wife that's Latin.
Oh, I have seen that
the
one.
babysitter
Yeah.
or the
that's
maid.
right. Right.
And then his wife's like kind of nuts and superficial and kind of like a life thing too. He figures out
Mhm.
like what's important. His kid's
Mhm.
important. His wife's a bitch to his kid. And
Mm-hmm.
it's on Netflix or something. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just watched it
I'm
recently.
sure
I remember
probably
that.
Anyway, very good point about like they just don't tell you a whole lot about Bolt, and they don't really. I mean, they show him training, but they don't really talk about his actual training methods at all.
Yeah.
You see some stuff, but there's no.
It's very broad stroke, like him pulling a sled, him
Yeah.
just doing jumps off the start. There
Yeah.
wasn't like
Doing some abs.
doing a little bit of squatting.
Yeah,
But
you would
maybe like that's all he really did because he was just so naturally talented.
Well, and maybe his coach is, in my opinion, good because he is just doing some of the basics. You know, he's doing some basic ab stuff. They said, his low backs and hips have been an issue, so he just was doing some back extensions. Like, as a coach, that's how I think. Like, this is an issue. Let's just do these basics to fix that thing rather than, I'm glad at least they didn't Hollywood it up.
Yeah.
And he's fucking, doing some.
He's got all the tubes coming out on,
Yeah.
on the EKG.
Yeah, or
monitors.
the opposite. And they just go like all Jamaica and like make it even grimier. He's pushing a car that doesn't run, or you know what I mean? Like just some shit.
Right,
Like it
right.
seemed realistic at least.
It yeah. I agree from that perspective. I thought it was interesting that he had scoliosis.
Yeah.
Diagnosed as an adult with scoliosis. That isn't.
I don't really fall for any of that.
You didn't think so? I think
No, because we all have scoliosis. Whose spine is perfectly straight?
Well, nobody's. That's
If all four of us go and get an X-ray right now, and if we have the right hippie chiropractor, they're all going to diagnose us with scoliosis.
Yeah, I've probably had 5 or 6 X-rays of my lower back over the years, and probably 2 of those, at least, they said one of your hips is higher than the other, and one of your legs is longer than the other, and that is not true. And it's just fucking not true. But if you're standing a particular way, whatever.
Well, there's just no way we're all made perfectly symmetrical.
No.
Yeah,
No, and that's one of the issues with getting imaging, I think, for anybody.
You look under the microscope.
Yeah,
you're gonna find something.
Yeah, everyone's got degenerative back fucking discs if you've been lifting or moving or if you've been an athlete. And I'm not saying for those out there that, well, my God, you have scoliosis, bitch, and it hurts. I know to a certain degree.
Yeah, there's
you're an outlier. Yeah, but it's a bell curve, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, some of you backs are very fucked up and you have issues. Yes, I understand. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it was him.
But before I even started powerlifting, I had a MRI that said I had a little bit of a kyphotic thing, kyphosis, from here to here, like I'm leaning forward all the time. But I don't experience that. I think lifting probably made some difference, but probably helped a little bit, even though you're in a funny position when you squat, right?
Yeah. I was hoping they would go more into his anatomy because he is 6'6", and I don't know the average sprinter, but the average 100
towering
meter
over everybody.
Yeah,
else.
they're head taller than everybody else.
Most of them are probably like 5'10",
6
a buck 80. Yeah, a buck 80, and they're built like a running back. Where he's built kind of like a swimmer, and I know the Michael Phelps stuff, and I don't know how true this is, but they say he's got the perfect size foot to do the fucking freestyle, and he's got webbed fucking toes, and his big toes the size of his. You've heard that,
his wingspan.
Yeah, his lats insert this way, and so he's made to swim like a dolphin or some bullshit, some genetic freak shit that makes him who he is. I was hoping they would go into that, for 100 years we thought sprinters were 5'10", but turns out this motherfucker is this because of.
Yeah, there was none of that. I had the feeling with this that they felt like, we really have to do this is the fastest human ever, right? And so we really need to document this, but they didn't really know what they wanted to say.
Yeah.
And he himself, while he seems very cool, is not that interesting.
I don't think they I think his personality and stuff is cool, but yeah, they didn't allow him to say or do anything either.
That's probably true.
The time they allowed him to be himself, he was vlogging and he was stuck in his hotel because again he's famous or he's competing. Mm-hmm. So what is he supposed to do?
Yeah, I felt like they almost
it definitely is forced.
Yeah,
but his accomplishments are stupid. Who goes to 3 consecutive Olympics and just dominates?
Yeah, undefeated.
Yeah,
yeah. In any sport. Even men's basketball can't do that. We fucking lost in 2006 or whatever. We lost to Spain and Argentina. No one can do that.
We're having issues this year too. So
yeah, exhibitions. We'll see.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just maybe he was just kind of too normal.
Maybe. Which is kind of cool though. Then build that up.
Maybe that's what this is.
Maybe
I don't know.
That's the story I liked is that he's I don't really like training. I don't even like really running. I'm not much of an athlete.
I'm kind of hurt all the time.
Yeah, I'm just fast,
working through stuff.
Yeah, I made enough money. I'm pretty proud of myself. They try to go into I think the other issue too is they kind of did a lot of little things that could have had deeper stories. They had Chronics was it Ziggy or Damien? One of the Marleys kind of speak.
Ziggy.
Yeah, Ziggy, on how he did kind of bring the country together. And they played a little bit of that when they're in the streets watching the races. But they could have built that way up more too.
Right.
What is his impact on the country? When they have no hope or there's a lot of crime or
corruption.
Yeah. What is that real impact rather than meeting in a square to watch the race? That's cool. Or wanting to high five them to get out the car.
Jamaica's a third world country with first world resorts.
Yeah, true.
Crazy.
What it comes down to.
It's crazy.
But yeah, they could have built that story up a bunch, and then the rest almost wouldn't matter either, right? What hope did he bring, or what did he bring to the country? Yeah, I don't know.
It almost kind of just turned into just a highlight reel, right?
Yeah.
A glorified highlight reel with some vlogging in between.
Yeah.
I just felt like this thing could have been an hour at the most. An hour with commercials.
It did not need to be
an hour
147 or
yeah.
whatever it was.
Because right when they
way.
when they started to go on like a storyline, then they would like jump back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
There's like one part where I was like following something. I was like, all right, here we go. We're gonna find that adversity, and then they like hop back into London or something.
Yeah, they went from like 2015 to like back to 2012. I think
Yeah,
at one point.
yeah.
I
Right when
lost.
I think around the doctor time, like he was getting injured, he's getting fixed, he's about to go to Rio, whether he's going to do this or pull out, or they're going to choose him or not, and then they hop back to London about racing the guy that beat him in the qualifiers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
His
Yeah,
teammate.
his teammate.
Yeah.
When he gave him like the shush thing.
Yeah. Then they went to the shush story. Like there was no timeline, there's no like adversity line. And mostly, I guess, I wish there would have been more childhood-ish things.
They tried to build up, rivalry with the Americans.
Yeah.
They tried to build up that sort of inter-team rivalry. They tried to, make the American guy the villain of the piece or whatever. And most of us in our sports are used to a little bit of that shit talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a big deal, and it's not really taken very seriously or whatever. And he sort of took it seriously, I guess. I don't know. He just, like I said, just not the most interesting person, seemingly like a cool guy and somebody you could probably hang out with, but like that's...
Yeah. I did think it was interesting, though, when those guys were like talking shit, calling him a coward or whatever for not racing.
Yeah.
He does all the time. And then he says, like, these guys haven't even won bronze at the Olympics, and they're talking shit about me not wanting to race. Like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
And that was like also, I'm like, that's pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I agree. And the truth is, at least in America, like track and field literally only matters the one day it's on the Olympics. Not that it doesn't matter. Obviously, there's fans out there, but like in the scheme of things,
very niche.
I've never seen that interview.
Oh, no, me either.
Where if Kobe came out and talked shit on LeBron, we've all seen that interview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that just doesn't really work that way.
No, it's not. It's just like, with a lot of those sports in the U.S., they're kind of put to the side because, or like after the high school level, you stop paying attention or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I agree. And I think
football and baseball and
I think the shit talking rivalry was like fine and dandy, but I didn't really understand that either because he went to every Olympics. It's not like he was dipping the Olympics just to go to Worlds
and it's not like he was like on the cusp of probably not making the team because he was sliding in his results. It was like this guy's going no matter what on this team. Like, yes, he got an exemption because he pulled out of this race and they still let him go. But it's like, you're not going to send the fastest guy in the world to the Olympics.
Well, and even if they did, even say he sucked and they gave him a pass, you'll get exposed at the Olympics.
Right, exactly.
He never got exposed.
Well, look at Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
He got an honorary exemption to the U.S. Open and he won. Well, didn't even qualify.
Right.
Like,
he's not afraid to get exposed. He
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
have
know.
showed up. Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, when you compete at the biggest level, you can't talk shit about a local qualifier in Jamaica.
No.
Yeah.
And it was an injury situation where they, like, if he had run that race, maybe he wouldn't have been able to compete in the Olympics at all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
He might
you-
have been
big
too
picture.
injured to
You do wonder about that coaching call, like.
And he looked devastated. It looked like that was pretty legit footage when they
It
had
might have
to
been.
break the news.
Yeah.
Like, to the
Yeah, it might have been. A lot
He
of
was
it
crying.
seemed. A lot of it seemed kind of legit, which was cool. And I guess that's the other cool part is there's some behind the scenes stuff that spanned a long time, and maybe they're like, this is the only footage we have, and it's pictures from 12-year career.
Yeah.
So we just have to throw this into a movie. You know what I mean? Rather than like there wasn't like new interviews or like it's not like because a lot of times
This was done in 2016, so he was still...
they should have filmed it like The Last Dance, where they had Jordan and the people sitting down now talking about all these random blurps they have in the past. And then they build a story with the interview now.
Yeah.
Where there was no story because I think it was just random shit. One visit to a doctor, one visit to,
I
his
think
mom's house.
The most recent interview was right after the 2016,
right.
like at the
Right.
very, very end.
Right.
Like him sitting on the track talking about like his career being done. Like that was the most recent footage in the entire thing. There wasn't like this like underlying interviews that was post career.
If the whole story could have been him actually not being mentally an athlete and wanting to quit this whole time, they could have interviewed him now in retirement. Hey, how fucking happy are you right now? He talk about how he loves his life now. Like, that was fine, but I hated that. I love it now, or whatever, right? And then they could have built the story around.
In a way, because this thing came out in 2016, so they probably
did it? I thought it was
yeah.
like 2019.
No, it's 2016. I think that they did it too soon. I think that's maybe one. I think that they were trying to capitalize on his popularity and
so they just
into
rolled
his
that out
retirement.
right after Olympics ended.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, that's why Last Dance which is something we could do too. It's obviously a long ass series, or some of the 30 for 30s and stuff on ESPN are so good. Last Dance was really, really good because like it gave Jordan 20 years to sit down and think about his past, and they're showing him clips and telling him stories like, hey, you did this to Scottie Pippen, what was up with that? And then he could tell the whole story again. If there's no reflection on the athlete's part, it's probably harder to build a story.
Yeah, you don't get the sense that they sat down with him even in 2016 and got extensive interviews and said, okay, well, this storyline here, this storyline here, this storyline here. You know, there was just, I don't know. It seemed like they did it. They threw it together to make money.
Yeah.
Another thing that really drove me crazy about the whole thing, I think that visually the editing was pretty good. The sound was terrible. It was really like I'm getting technical for a second, but TV shows, even podcasts, whatever, when you're concerned about the dynamics of the audio, and you want there to be not a huge difference between your highest, loudest point and your softest point.
Sure.
And every time they use music in this thing, whether it was ambient, diegetic in the space music or music that they added, it was always way, way, way louder than everything else. So I'm like, I watched half of it on my iPad and half of it on the home theater system, and it was just booming. It's like, guys, a little bit of compression here would really make all this a whole lot more listenable.
Yeah. No, for sure. I definitely know. And also, like, was he doing a lot of those vlogs, like, on his phone?
Yeah, I think it was
iPhone.
Kind of seemed that way.
But
sideways iPhone?
Because he even said, he's like, I know this is going out to the world or something. Like, he said something like that, right, when he was singing R. Kelly? Or
I just don't see him having a Sony,
vlog cam.
A7, just, like, setting it up and, like, doing a vlog.
I do wonder how that happened, though. Like, did they know they're making this movie and say, hey, go talk to your camera every once in a while?
They must have.
Yeah. Because that's, like, the vibe.
I love how, it's so funny because you see him as this, like, fragile, like, specimen for running, and he's like running around on those, like, what are those things called again? The
the glide deal, the 2-wheel fucking, not a
Segway,
Segway, hoverboard. Yeah, he's going nuts.
He's just going crazy, almost eating shit on these hoverboards all the time. Like, dude, like, you fall. You're not racing.
Yeah.
You're just like, everything has to be so dialed in.
A 6'6" dude in a tiny hotel on a hoverboard. Vlogging. Like, he's got his music.
And he's got to run a 9-second 100-meter the next day. And it's 2 a.m.
What I think that's why I did like him too, is that he's a kid. Like, he's fucking 2016.
Yeah, he was like,
how old was I in 2016? 28, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just fucking having as good of a time as he can, locked in a hotel room by himself. And I think that is just part of kind of being an athlete too, is like days get grindy, like whatever level athlete you are, like days get grindy, you get bored because you're doing the same shit, especially running. Running's like powerlifting. Like, you have 3 different things you do. Like, you run fast, you run medium, and you run long. Like, like that's all you do over and over and over. So you're going to try to find some fun. And then 2, like, not that he doesn't have any stress, because before the Olympics he probably was broke, right? Like, before big Puma contracts and stuff, and so he has adult stress. But you don't get, like, stuck up sitting at a desk wearing a tie all day and having to do, like, fake adult shit. Like, hey, Dean, he never had to do that morning thing, so you could also become, and I think some of us are like that too. Like, we just kind of stayed a little bit of a kid because of the jobs we have. I can say, what's up, bitch, in the morning to employees rather than like, hello, sir.
Yeah.
And so you get to keep some of that in them.
How about that weather, Bill?
Yeah. And he never had to go through that, and athletes don't either, right? Or like, so he got to keep some of his innocence, I guess, in a sense.
His youth.
Yeah, which is cool. And again, that could have been a whole story that they could have shown more of rather than one hoverboard.
When he partied though, he went all out.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, he
looked like he had some good times.
No, for
he
sure.
was just grinding on those chicks. Just
or when he's on the beach. What a scene is that? He's like on the beach and he's just taking like, was it after his ankle, or I think it's right after he won London.
Yeah,
they gave him like 3. He's like, I'll take these 3 days off, and they just goes to the beach and they just show like 3 girls twerking for like 30 seconds.
Just vibing, just loving it.
Yeah, he's just laying on the fucking sun seat.
Dude, that's so funny. I just can't get past the dominance on that 200-meter run.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
It was just so insane to see somebody so much better than everyone else.
Yeah.
It wasn't even remotely close.
A couple of his world records, he's pulling up. He's pulling up and looking side to side, already doing
like
his
the
celebration.
Banging his chest, doing
yeah.
stuff. I'm just like,
Joe, imagine if he ran through. Like, stupid.
You would have He probably would have broke his own record
Yeah.
more than a few times.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, he didn't even care anymore.
I kind
though.
of wish he ran in this one, dude. 34 is not that old. Like, obviously, who knows how injury prone he actually is?
He is so egotistical, though. There's no way he could lose.
That's what I'm saying. I would love
Yeah.
to see him win.
I mean, like, I don't think that he would do it because I think he thinks that he couldn't win.
Sure.
I don't think he would ever put himself in a
Right.
position to race in the Olympic stage where he thought he even had the slightest chance of losing.
Well, and that's kind of a cool thing about track and field, and it's kind of a cool thing about powerlifting, even though it's a thing I dislike about it, is like in training, you kind of know where you're at. You know? If he's like running at 10:0 in training, he's like, all right, maybe I'll go to the Olympics this year and we'll do okay because I know what everyone else is running right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, it's not like basketball. Like you're just training by yourself, and then you show up and LeBron James is there, like, well, I thought I was good.
Yeah.
There are a couple little whiffs of something that I've heard, commented on before or seen commented on before that I would like to have heard more about as well. And that's like sometimes when you see him about to cross the finish line in a race, you see him pulling up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
And he talks about like trying to know where everybody else is and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is it because he's trying to save the record breaking for the next race?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or the next race? Or what? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I saw it, but I don't understand like exactly what's behind that.
Yeah, I'm not a track and field coach, but I'd imagine if you're head down sprinting the entire time, you're going to be faster than if you look left and know you're tight with somebody and then you try to push. Just shift anyway. Shift gears and go.
I think it's a combination of all those things. I think it's a combination of like why race harder than I have to and risk injury.
True.
Yeah. Well, he did say something like that.
Also like, kind of a cocky, like I don't even need to run hard to beat you clowns kind of thing.
I wonder too if it's one of those things where like he does look around and like you said that maybe that's not the best solution if you're trying to go as fast as possible, but maybe things slow down for him too. I mean, you hear about that with people who are able to do things really fast. They see slow so that they're able to actually kind of make corrections that other people can't make.
I just feel like the sport's
like the Flash,
Yeah, I feel like the sport's not dynamic enough. And again, I'm not like some pro track and field coach. You're running a straight line. You run it as hard as you fucking can or you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's not like if you're a quarterback and you're looking left and right, so you can make adjustments on the fly. So you don't get fucking smashed, or you throw the right pass, you make the right read, or basketball, same thing. Like your head's on a swivel is what we said on defense or offense. So you see shit.
He definitely said that he liked it better when he knew his competition was only on one side. So
yeah,
he didn't have to
look one way.
Directions.
But that makes no sense to me, I guess, still. Because like, say you're beating me. Like, what am I going to do? Just because I see that you're beating me?
Or if anybody,
I don't have like a tactic to whip out.
Well, and
I run harder.
Though.
I think he needed that. Yeah.
Maybe mentally, but that like I guess at that point, yeah. Again, I'm not a coach, but like you just run your fucking hardest or you don't.
Well, I think that all was like pre last 50, right?
Yeah.
He talks about like the race is actually the last 50, and that's where like he's done checking. He's just on like go mode.
True.
So that first 50 is like head down, and then like right when he gets to that mark, he takes a quick look, and then it's like the last 40, 45 is just like. That's when he just looks like someone's just pulling him on a string while everybody stays back.
There were multiple stories of him walking through a race and talking about checkpoints kind of in his head and what he was thinking and what he was doing at 40, 60, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, the dominance was like unreal. It's pretty impressive to see. And there's like those parts just that do choke you up a little bit is the stuff with like the emotions and the camaraderie he brought to a nation. And just, I get choked up with like sports stuff more than like other things.
Me too.
I don't know what it is.
Mine's the team stuff.
The team
stuff
when
his buddy's like, I'm gonna win this for you. Like I'm not gonna let you go home without this one. Yeah, that got me.
Yeah, the guys didn't even care about their own. Like they were so down for him and his success. Yeah. They didn't even care about their own shit. They're like, dude, like, I want this gold medal so you can have all three.
Yeah, here's another world record.
Because you're the best, and we want you to guide our nation and guide our camaraderie. Like that shit was tight.
And how he said it was genuine. Yeah, because they showed the kids straight saying it. Yeah. There's no faking it, which I like. It's not like, yeah, bro, this one's for you, dog. Like it was totally real.
For sure.
I like that shit too.
Yeah, that was good.
Or the homies that had to race the next day or whatever, and they're in the hotel, and then he wins, and they're freaking out up and down the stairs, and the fucking there's like shit footage. You don't even know what was happening, but chairs are getting fucking flipped. Yeah. I love that.
Also, like the places they were putting him in these like
you would think, right?
Like little what is it, Olympic? What do they call it?
The village.
Village.
Yeah, you would think.
They were pretty rough.
Yeah.
Plastic tables.
Yeah, it looked like the Eco Lodge.
Dude, it was bad. At least they didn't have the anti-sex beds like the.
I saw
this year.
that.
The
Is that
cardboard
real?
bed.
Cardboard
Yeah,
beds.
Is that
real.
real? But
Yeah.
is that for sex?
I think
It's for not sex.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, not sex.
Well, they say that those Olympic villages, man, those things are a STD hot zone.
I'm sure they are, but like
Also, because of COVID, they want people like
Look,
don't want
hypoth-
spreading COVID through sex.
hypothetically, if I was an Olympian and I was trying to mate with another Olympian,
Those Olympians all are smashing all the time.
but I'm
That's
just
what
saying,
they
like
do over there.
that bed ain't stopping them. They're not meatheads.
Yeah, you just go on the floor,
There's other-
or you just break the bed because it's funny.
I've heard there's other options than beds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the fact that this time that they're giving them the condoms on the way home because they don't want them to like hang.
Oh, that's a
out.
great idea.
Yeah, that's a really great
Yeah,
idea.
you can't just go buy some at the store. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, STDs, but like maybe a lot of Olympic babies all of a sudden. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
Sounds like
You've
a-
could be
never
the
heard
next
like a-
generation.
That's the documentary that we need. Is the Olympic Village
I-
R-rated?
That's a Vice documentary.
No,
right
that's
there.
so good. That would be so
When
good
you get a
because you
Vice guy
have
on the floor there.
you've heard about stuff like that forever.
Oh my god, yeah, I've heard stories
Yeah.
about those Olympic training places, man. I heard they're wild.
they should go back and a few Olympics and follow the swimmers, follow the American swimmers, but ignore Michael Phelps and just follow Ryan Lochte around and see all the dumb shit
I
that
think
guy did.
I think he had a reality TV show, didn't he? If he
Something.
didn't, I think he should. Yeah, I mean, he just seems like he's the
Personality.
he's the guy to follow.
Yeah, he's just all dick and balls. I
Yeah.
think.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Gronk or something.
But in the Olympics,
Yeah,
realm,
yeah. But just like that
then,
personality
yeah,
to
that's
get her
the
done.
party boy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the frat boy, just freak athlete frat boy.
Yeah.
But again, like if you're a fucking freak athlete and you train really hard,
Yeah, this
It's
is where
just-
this is the riches and the spoils, right? This is like this
Yeah.
is part of it.
yeah, you like being that type of athlete, I feel like it is the train hard, party hard. Like what else are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You're just gonna lock yourself in your hotel forever and then just put goggles on every morning?
Yeah, it ain't no different.
I'm not even a partier, but like
It ain't no different than what they're doing at the, Olympic training centers here in this country. Like
For
they're,
sure.
all they're doing is they're getting paid to train, and then what do you do after that? You just party and hook up.
Yeah.
Like what else is there to do?
cardboard bed. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
I
the
saw it.
cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
They look
Yeah.
like structurally pretty sound.
Yeah,
It's
but-
honestly kind of inventive. It's very China. It's very China.
I just don't get it. I
Yeah.
don't.
I don't get it
You know,
either.
there's a factory downstairs where people are making all this stuff,
What if-
sleeping in the cardboard bed.
Yeah, what if one athlete's like heavy? There's some heavyweight shit. Because they said like, yeah, this
Well,
cardboard.
they go 6-ply.
They said this cardboard can only hold one human. Like, what kind of measurement is that? There's
Like,
two
on-
small
on what
humans,
scale?
one big human.
Are we talking an American, or are we talking a
yeah, or are we talking a
Chinese?
gymnast, or are we talking the heavyweight Greco wrestlers?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Right? Like,
Is
they're-
sumo still in Olympics?
I don't
I was
know.
going to ask that same
skateboarding
question.
is now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How great is that old school T-shirt that says like skateboarding's not a sport? It's like a '90s grunge
Oh,
tee.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
says like skateboarding's not an Olympic sport; it's a travesty or some.
Yeah, a
bullshit.
lot
I
of
don't know
people
what
are.
it
Well,
says.
you got people that are like, you got your hardcore skaters, right? That are going to be like anti-establishment, anti-new stuff. But it's like, dude, like, who cares, man?
That's even
Just
same
do
with
your grunge skating in the city and let these dudes do the competitive.
yeah, or
side.
go do it, dude.
They can
Fucking,
both coexist.
yeah, let it grow. Let it grow. Like
They're not even the same thing. Like they're not the same sport.
yeah.
They're totally different.
That's even esports. I don't know if it's still, but for a couple years there, it was in the X Games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think some of the guys were feeling weird about it because the money wasn't there, the popularity. I'm like, dude, just fucking let that thing grow. At least take a chance on it. Yeah, go compete.
They ain't hurting you.
Yeah, go compete.
More people skating is going to mean more people, more opportunities for you to sell boards to new kids that are
100%.
finding the sport through the Olympic stuff. Whatever,
Yeah.
who cares? Like, it's good for everybody.
It's a quick way to go international.
Exact same thing with like business. Like people are like, oh man, there's another like coffee. People are doing coffee. I'm like, good. If they find out like that they like drinking coffee through fitness because this other brand,
Yeah.
that means that they're probably going to find us too.
Yeah. They're gonna
Like-
Google fitness coffee.
Like
yeah,
and like that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't care.
yeah, it is true.
Expanding the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with expanding the
Especially
market?
especially when you're in something niche.
Yeah. No, that's all we like. People like us, like we are put ourselves in niche positions, niche jobs, and niche things. And it's like we are trying to help grow these things. A, because like we believe in it.
Yeah.
And B, it's like like getting more people involved. It's just that's what it's all about.
Well, that actually raises the question. What would it take to get Americans more interested in track and field? Like, we're only interested like once every 4 years.
I think
And-
I think athletes are. I don't know if I think it's kind of like powerlifting, at least to me, where like to watch like a regional.
I went to Sac State one time.
Yeah.
For an event.
Was it the Olympic trials?
I think it was the
Yeah,
trials.
because we've done that like twice now.
Yeah.
I think it was like 20. I would say it was
Yeah.
probably 2015 or
Yeah.
or 20. It might have been 2015. That place was fucking packed.
Yeah.
I got some really cool. Like that's when I was like first kind of getting into photography, and I got some really cool pictures of Kevin Kynard, the high jumper. I think he was like the world record high jumper.
Yeah.
Or not the high. It's the high jump, right? Where you go over the pole.
Yeah.
Onto the thing, and like Jordan athlete, big stuff, and like that was like the first time like a photo that I took someone used like on their social media that was like verified. You know, it was like it was kind of cool. And anyways, like Eric Kynard, and the place was packed.
Yeah, I remember watching on TV.
Super packed, and it was like so people are definitely interested. I think it's just like maybe we're not.
I would go to that, but yeah, again, like powerlifting, like some regional shit. I just don't want to watch that. But if it's the best of the best, and the issue with these sports is one, funding, popularity, and then obviously they're just like not that built to be a spectator sport. Like at the end of the day, you're running a straight line, and so unless it's the best of the best, you're probably not going to watch it, and you're not going to get the best of the best together every month. That makes no sense.
No.
Right? Because
And
there's no dynamics.
Yeah, TV is really the crucible here because, like, if it doesn't work on TV and it doesn't work on TV, or it doesn't work on TV very often,
Yeah.
then the money is just not there.
Yeah, at least in America, if the Olympics were every year, even the viewership's going way down.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's the rarity. It's
No, for
it's
sure.
it's the obviously the prestige, but you don't want to watch fucking ice curling every week. Like they have ESPN3 in there having fucking cornhole tossing and shit. You'll watch that once.
Yeah.
You dick around, throw on bowling. I've
Yeah.
watched bowling once,
Yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
just not gonna. The sport needs to be a dynamic, and that's why basketball, football, baseball kind of rule American sports. Is like there's a lot of variance. There's drama built into every game. Like if you were watching the playoffs this year, even though it was two teams that people weren't stoked on because it was like, I don't know the stats, something stupid, like first time in whatever 30 years it wasn't like Kobe or LeBron in the finals or something,
Yeah.
Nuts. The superstars were newer-ish, right, with Giannis and stuff, but like the actual games were so good.
The
Really
games were
quality
good.
games.
The games were probably better than we've seen in a while, but they were also like the viewership was like down 40%.
Really, I didn't know that.
Or like 30%.
Just because of
Something
LeBron
crazy.
stuff, yeah.
It's just and which sucks though is then the league starts catering to like, okay, like well how do we get
Yeah.
we need to get these we need to get these big market teams.
Yeah, it's Milwaukee and Arizona.
Like who
You know?
knows excited for that?
Yeah.
People in Milwaukee.
But did you see
people in
that?
Arizona.
Talk about fucking sports firing me up. They had 65,000 people outside the arena watching.
Dude, it's Milwaukee, man. There ain't
In
nothing else to do.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
That's the whole city.
I
Drink
love
beer and then
I
whatever.
fucking love that.
Yeah, you're going to a Brewers game, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna go to a
Yeah, their
Yeah.
baseball
Bucks
team
game
is called the Brewers. They
Yeah.
just drink beer in Milwaukee.
I
mean,
love that. I love that.
and make power tools.
power tools. Yeah, exactly.
His Milwaukee Power Tools from Milwaukee?
I have no idea. I would
It
hope.
would almost have to be.
I
Right?
don't know.
I would hope.
Yeah.
I heard they're quality shit.
No, Milwaukee's good. That's good stuff.
And it's very red.
Some people only use Milwaukee stuff.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got a Milwaukee right there, no? Is that our Milwaukee Charger?
Yeah, that's
Has to be.
our backpack vacuum, our
See?
Ghostbusters.
Our Ghost, and
vacuum.
it's a good vac. It's
Yeah.
a nice vac.
He does
See?
a nice job.
See?
Sponsor us, Milwaukee.
See?
All right. I think that's all I have to say about this one.
2019, what was it called? Into the Gold, the gymnast scandal.
Is that what we're gonna do?
I think we'll handle it not next week after that. You got
Yeah.
that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week we're gonna.
That'll be Dead Middle Olympics too.
Next week we're gonna talk about mental health, and we're gonna talk about whether or not you know sociopaths. We're gonna go through the sociopath
Heavy.
checklist.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Telltale signs.
And then we'll go into the biggest athletic sexual scandal ever
Yeah.
right
there we go.
afterwards. And
Yeah.
then maybe we'll talk about something fun.
Yeah.
Back to Usain Bolt. At least
Yeah.
this was fun. Like it was
It
kind of
was-
feel good.
it was very
Yeah.
light.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
very light.
It was long, but there was no.
light and long.
The tears were good tears.
It was joyful.
I
There
didn't
was
have
a
any
weird-
tears, but I feel you.
Yeah, there was some
I
weird
understand
shit.
why you guys
I
did.
get
It just
triggered by
didn't get me.
weird stuff.
I do
Me
too.
too,
sometimes.
but
Sports
it
stuff
just-
that triggers me, and like the family reveals when like dad like surprises the family from the military. Like those get
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Those and then like sports shit.
Sports gets me a lot.
Here's the one that got me. Drew Robinson. Actually, I think he's a friend of Kyle's. The guy who on the River Cats who tried to commit suicide last year, and like he blew out his eye shooting
Oh,
himself in the
shit.
head. Didn't go to the ER for like I don't know, 10 hours, 20 hours, something crazy like that. Recovered, got back into baseball, and played.
I didn't know this.
And then recently he started to feel kind of the same pressure on himself that he felt that led him to attempt to take his life. And so he decided to retire. And the Giants stepped in and said, hey, we want you to work for us as a mental health advocate.
Oh, dang.
Which is,
that's cool.
You know.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and that's
There's
choking me up a little bit right now.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
their Instagram, the River Cats Instagram.
I keep forgetting that they switched.
Yeah, not the
So-
A teams.
Yeah, the Giants AAA team plays across the freeway from us. There's a picture of just one of his teammates hugging him. He's hugging him goodbye. It's like, that got me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna get me.
That'll
every time.
get me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
We should see if Kyle
that's
knows him.
great.
See if he wants to come on and chat.
I think Kyle does know
If not, he could
because
find
they were
him.
I think they were both on the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, Kyle could find his way there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe we'll try to get him on here.
I met his buddy Wes
Yeah.
the other day, who started the game that we went to on Friday night.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, and his wife.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the towels?
Yes, I have the towels actually. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I heard that they're making if you bring a bag in there now. And this is like, I don't know if this is like podcast conversation, but it's just like such a random thing. Like you have to put all your shit in like a plastic bag.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
can't do
yeah.
Clear
backpack.
plastic
You
bag?
can't do
Basically,
backpack.
yeah, you actually have to. It's just like a clutch purse is all you can
Got
take
it,
in.
got it,
And
okay.
I
Yeah.
left mine at home.
I gotta leave my my Louis V bag at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but we got the towels, and I brought 3 of them in, and they're just going to be our emergency towels for members who get here and need to take a shower
Yeah.
and don't have a towel.
Yeah, or there's a big pole that goes down on the deadlift platform.
Yeah. Some waterworks for the waterworks.
But if it's a
Oh.
PR, they can head over, PR. There you
yeah.
go. Head over to our what I'm calling the recognition engine, the lighted triangle lightning sign.
I don't know if Dean saw it. He might have to.
No, I saw it. I
Did you
saw
hit
it.
the
and
button.
I didn't hit the button.
You got to hit the button.
I didn't hit the button. Jim told me about the button.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, oh, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to talk to you about it because you were checking out that guy.
Yeah.
For,
Now you got
the
to hit
hat.
the button.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Is it so? Quick debate: is it PR or PB?
Oh, well, I've always said PR, but I know a lot of weightlifters for some reason I think say PB, personal best.
I think in other countries they say PB.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's
we.
another
I
one
think
of our U.S. things.
Yeah, I think this is a US
Oh,
thing.
US says PR. No,
Yeah.
rest of the world says PB.
Yeah.
Personal best,
Yep.
personal. Yeah, I don't know. Personal record.
It's like kilos, pounds.
Personal best actually makes like more sense because then you can throw in all these stupid variations that people do anyways.
Yeah, there was
It's
a-
my personal best at a block pull of 3 reps,
It's
rather than
my-
like personal record at a block pull of 3 reps.
It's my PB with 4 hours in sleep.
Yeah. Fuck everybody.
Personal Best was the name of a movie about runners in I think the 70s or early 80s with Meryl Hemingway.
PB also is just not like as taken. Like PR is a thing. Like public relations. And,
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Yeah, yeah. PB&J though.
True. Yeah, PB could be
Ooh,
peanut
yeah.
butter
Yeah,
Yeah,
PB.
for sure.
No one's calling peanut butter PB.
Just give me a PB sandwich.
If someone said that to me, I'd be like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
but the powdered stuff is PB too.
What about a PB
But there's 2 in
smoothie?
there.
Maybe we get a little PB smoothie.
If some people start using that, I'm gonna be upset. It's triggering. That's trigger city.
You have enough time in your day to say peanut butter.
No. You're not saying that to me.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like the people are trying to people are so
How much time are you saving by saying PB?
because everyone
versus-
goes by like my name became Mike because Michael took too long. That's what it is though. Like you abbreviate everything. Why don't you just say personal record then?
Yeah, PR sounds quicker than personal record. That's two big words. If someone starts calling peanut butter PB, we're gonna have problems.
Yeah, you get a peanut butter sandwich for sure.
If someone said, "Hey, Dean, you want a PB?" I just look at him like this.
It's a lot. Yeah, I
Excuse
think
me?
you can say peanut butter.
And then there's PBR.
Yeah.
What about
PBR.
AB?
What is it?
AB?
AB? What's that?
Almond butter?
Oh hell no. Hell no.
Maybe.
I fuck with almond butter though.
I really don't.
Really?
No. Give me
I like
peanut
it.
butter only. And the
like it.
cheap shit.
The
But
Justin's almond butter's really tasty.
look, I'll eat it, but I'm not doing like a sandwich. I'm doing just, I don't know. My dad was way more plain than me. Like, I'm fairly plain, but my dad was fucking basic as shit. He would just go toast, like Wonder Bread toast, just peanut butter.
That's fire.
No, it's fucking so
That's
good.
fire.
It's so
That's
good.
fire.
And it's kind of melty. I don't know why he put the perfect amount on too. I always overdo or underdo.
The dads always do it the best.
Yeah, and then it's like kind of melting, but it's not. Yeah, it tastes
Yeah.
like a fucking Reese's Pieces because your
Yeah.
bread's basically candy if it's
Yeah.
Wonder Bread.
Yes. It's just sugar.
Yeah, so good.
It's like the Subway bread. No, always full circle back to Subway.
Yeah.
You always find a way to talk
Subway,
about Subway.
yeah,
on
they
this
are
podcast.
setting the standard.
Excuse me. Growing up, my grandmother lived with us until I was like 6 or 7, whatever. And her thing was peanut butter, and sugar.
Oh,
Shit.
I think my mom's done a butter Wonder Bread sugar cinnamon.
Yeah, this didn't
And you're
have
just
cinnamon,
making-
but cinnamon would have been a nice
yeah,
addition.
but when you do that, then you're basically just making the Pizza Hut fucking twisties. Like
There-
it's just a cinnamon. It's a cheap boy trailer park cinnamon
Dude,
roll.
That sounds fire.
That's the
That
trailer
sounds
park
fire.
cinnamon roll. No, it is good.
There is a thing that people do, and it's crazy, and I've tried it, and it's like I wouldn't make it, but it wasn't terrible. Is, don't judge me here, but it's peanut butter.
Yeah.
You go mayonnaise
Oh.
and like a piece of cheese.
You seen the fucking?
Because people eat this shit all the
No,
time.
I'm not doing that. You seen the?
It's like a little sweet and savory kind of
no,
situation.
no, we're not doing that. I'm not.
It's
I'm
like
not
the-
going
it's
sweet
like
and
the-
savory with my mayo.
It's like it's like the you know what it reminds me. It's like the when you get the popcorn that's like the cheese popcorn with the caramel popcorn.
I don't even
and
like
the-
that,
and
but yeah.
shit. It's like that kind of
Yeah.
vibe with the saltiness.
You seen the
people
TikTok?
eat this shit.
The TikTok people going like mustard on watermelon.
I haven't tried that yet. But
No, I'm out.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I'm out on that too.
Yeah,
but the chili lime,
Like tagine type shit.
the sprinkle shit. Is
Yeah,
that bright?
tahini.
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, that's
really good.
That's very good.
It says Lucas, right?
Oh, maybe.
Isn't that the same as Lucas?
I don't know.
Remember Lucas? You get
Nope.
it on like the ice cream I would have it. It's like the little Mexican candy.
Oh, it's probably the same then.
It's just spices
Yeah.
with sugar.
yeah. That stuff's okay.
Bomb.
Well, last story of the day. Dean said people do. I had I love a teacher with a good shtick. I had a really good nutrition teacher in college, and he was like a sports nutrition, and he would just like go on huge rants like that, like stuff like that. He'd be like, "Yeah, people think that if you only eat watermelon, you're gonna lose weight." He's like, "I don't know, people do," and like you just everything he said would be like, "People do," and I'm like, "Dude, that's so good because you're so right." Like, who would think to only eat fat and no carbs? Like people do, And you just keep going. I'm like, "Dude, you're so good."
Jordan Syatt's a huge watermelon guy.
Yeah, I like watermelon too. I mean, per volume, but I ain't putting fucking mustard on it.
Well, here's the problem
No.
with me though. It's like I'm not a big fan of the watermelon texture. I feel like
Oh.
it needs to be when I bite into it. I want it to be harder than it is.
You want
I don't
meat.
like how it's like too soft and you don't know how to chew it right.
Well, then we'll just end this on the best fruit that existed, and it's mango. Mango is the best fresh fruit on the planet.
I'm gonna go with a peach.
Peach is good. Peach is a two-hit or miss.
I'm gonna go with a nectarine or a cantaloupe.
I don't even know the difference between a
Okay.
peach and a nectarine, besides one's kind of fuzzy.
Nectarines
Yeah.
are crisper.
Yeah, maybe I'm
And-
thinking. Maybe in my head I'm thinking nectarine, but I said peach. I think I do like nectarines.
Yeah,
better,
nectarines
actually.
are kind of freestone. You know what I mean? They're like a
Those are nectarines are.
I
Fun.
mean, I'll eat it all, but
yeah.
You can't go wrong with a good banana.
yeah,
Can't argue with a banana either. And back to peanut butter, banana, peanut
yeah,
butter.
sure,
Fuck.
yeah,
Yes.
sure.
I'm
Yes.
done.
You can kind of throw peanut butter on anything. I used to eat apples and just dip
Yeah,
them in
cheese
peanut
and
butter
mayonnaise,
all day.
dude.
Yeah, no, except that, except mustard, watermelon, and mayo.
But apple pie with the cheddar cheese.
Okay, so now I'm the weirdo.
I've heard of that. And
I've
I'm
done
out.
it.
Yeah, I'm
I've
out.
done it. It's good. But you
Sweet and savory.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that my sweet and savory stops at a chocolate chip with like a douse of salt.
Yeah.
That's where my sweet and
Hey, the
savory
chocolate
stops.
chip with the pretzel though.
Yeah, a little pretzel in
Marshmallow.
there, or you go chocolate drizzle on some popcorn.
Yeah, what about
Like a trail mix.
chocolate chip cookie with chunky kosher salt?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where
I
it
like
ends
that.
though.
I
That's
like
kind of where it ends. I'm not
Like
throwing a
chocolate chip.
condiment on my shit.
You're not making chocolate chip blue cheese.
Yeah, fuck no. But someone does. People do.
People do.
I'm sure some fucking weirdo did.
Okay.
I don't want a fungus on my bakery, on my fucking.
On that note, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Dean, where can people find you and all your good stuff?
Oh man, if you want to see me eating some peanut butter and
We-
mayonnaise cheese
It'd be
sandwiches,
such good YouTube. I just literally couldn't do it.
dude. Well, I'll bring one in and we'll all try it.
There we
next
go.
time.
I'll bring peanuts and Pepsi.
Yes.
Oh, that I'll fucking do. I almost threw up. They made me eat balut. You know balut?
Oh, with the bird that's alive in the or the dead bird in the. I don't think I could do it, dude.
I could. I threw up on
Oh, yeah.
camera.
Oh,
That
Yeah.
sounds
they
terrible.
probably made some good footage though.
Oh, I'm sure. You're welcome, Barbell Brigade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, you can find me at deanstores.ck on IG. You know, check out Caffeine and Kilos if you're into like, you know, weightlifting stuff and
Coffee.
powerlifting stuff and coffee and anything fitness related.
Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, new episode every single Wednesday. Be sure to share this thing out, Instagram, Twitter. We'd love to see your feedback. Any movies you want us to watch, review, let us know. I'm Sal Mike everywhere you want to find me, and it's 3sb.co for all updates on apparel and the gym.
And actually, you can go to thirdstreetbarbell.com too and take a look at. You can get to anywhere from there. So you can take a look at what the gym looks like. I am at the Jim McD on all the social medias. You can follow this program, 50% Facts, where percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. And we'll talk to you next week when we're going to find out who's a